All right, so welcome to Shot Talk Plus. We're gonna switch this up a little bit. I got my man Jim over here. Jim, how you doing, brother?
Good, man.
I appreciate your time. I know it's kind of a blessing that it's busy season for everybody, so let's get right into it. I'm doing this in 3 different segments, all right? As always, man, it don't matter if it's week to week or month to month. There's nothing I can do to keep up with the operation and the boots on the ground. I always like to start this off with Sisu Energy, State of the Union. Tell me what's going on, what's happening.
You know, the biggest news is change in presidency. Country's going in a different direction. You're seeing LNG, which is a short term for natural gas, starting to explode. It's measured in terms of BTU, which means British thermal units. Right now, you're approaching a really good range for those that own land rights and that have natural gas reserves to go frack that. So we're seeing a lot of activity pick up. There's a lot of optimism in the industry. We've started the year off with a bang. South Texas, we're hot. West Texas, same thing. You know, we have customers that are already calling us again like it was 2022, you know, wanting our capacity, our services, etc. So things are on the up right now, and you know, going back to what you said, it's hard to keep up. When you're dealing with a global commodity, you know, one moment can change outcomes or change the near futures in a hurry. So, you know, there seems to be peace approaching between the Palestinians, Israel, which calms the waters a little bit. Ukraine, Russia seem to be working out a deal. So that's going to stabilize all markets somewhat. But natural gas is the big one because for the last 4 years, U.S. just really hasn't been an exporter of natural gas. Now we're putting our product on, you know, online. It's for sale, and then, you know, and just as I say that, you look up and you're like, well, there was just recently tariffs on Mexico and Canada. You know, a lot of people don't realize this, but 83% of all of our petroleum that we use is from actually Canada. But that's because we export our oil elsewhere to countries that don't have deals, brokered deals, especially South Americans, that if we didn't do that, they would be destitute. So, you know, it's none of this operates in a vacuum. You know, a global commodity, there's a lot of things moving and shaking, and you know, go back to 2020, you saw the pandemic, how that brought everything to its knees. So right now, though, you know, the economy seems to be in a good spot. The central government seems focused on energy production and dominance. So I think, you know, for the next couple of years at least, we're going to see some really good opportunities.
Being a business owner, being who you are and who I am, you know, there's a comfort level in owning a business. Describe your comfort level in your industry right now. What's your comfort level, Jim?
Our past, really. I know what we came from, what we've worked through, and the model itself works. So we talk about processes, platform, and people, the 3 Ps. Our platform works. Process is always being tinkered with depending on the external circumstances, and we're always looking for the best people. Made some new hires recently, but I think that's what we're proud of the most. Is you look back at all the trying times that we've gone through in the industry, and you know, particularly the last 4 years, getting half of our wells online just with oil fracking. Natural gas has, you know, kind of been mothballed until this year. So making it, surviving it, knowing that majority of our peers are out of business. And not only are we here, you know, we're doing well. We're running more miles now than we probably ever have. Now the revenue isn't there because that's more of a condition of the market, but they're starting to come up too. The revenue, the rates, everything's coming up. So it's a good opportunity for folks that have left the industry who want to get back in. But you know, within that, what does the future hold? I mean, you're trying to predict Trump. Good luck with that. I mean, no, you don't really know, but for the most part, it appears that we're in a really good spot right now for energy production in the U.S.
When I speak to you, you know, there's a supply and demand, and I've heard you say we got the work we need. We need all the drivers we can get is something you allude to all the time. So with that being said, what is something that potential, like, I don't know what they want to hear. You know what they want to hear. What is something potential drivers want to hear from you that'll hook them to come drive for Sisu?
Yeah, a lot of folks come and their first question is, do you guys do a plate program, or do y'all do permits, or do you have fuel cards? We're vertically integrated. We have everything an owner-operator would need, everything. If you need your 2290 title transferred, we can do that for you. There's not a single thing that an owner-operator doesn't come to us. Folks with no money will say, I've got a truck, I can get there, I need help getting on the road. Cool, that's what we do. So we're no money down, no escrows. So if you're in a bad spot, or you've been out of the game for a bit and you want to come to the market, you know, we put up about $2,000 when someone leases on immediately. Most companies, almost no companies do that. And that, you know, that's exposure, but we're allowed to do that because of our size and how much we're doing revenue. We can take chance and risk on new folks in our recruiting department. They do a really good job of working through all that. They find the right people and make sure that, you know, we're not wasting our time on folks that aren't fully committed to what we're doing. But, you know, we're vertically integrated, on top of which we have multiple customers, multiple means of transportation, whether it be boxes, double boxes, bottom drop, wet sand, dry sand, pneumatic sand. We do all that. Most companies do one thing. So, you know, and now we're closing in on an industrial contract, which is outside the oil and gas, but still uses the same equipment. So, you know, we're always looking for opportunities, and if we see a fit and it makes sense for the owner operator, we'll definitely try it.
One of the things I took from elementary school that I just always sticks with me is the pie chart. Break down the Sisu Energy pie chart. What kind of slices are we looking at?
Are we talking from like revenue?
Bread and butter, just whatever.
Yeah,
whatever.
So 50% of everything we generate is out of South Texas. That's our biggest play. West Texas is coming on strong. It has been for the last year. When we launched that back in January, we really didn't get going on until March. And then from March, year over year, you know, you go from having nothing to creating a $12 million new line of business that's completely different than what we've ever done. It's got different challenges, and even different drivers are attracted to that. You know, 50%, 60% is probably South Texas, though. That's always, that's just, if you're a pneumatic owner or operator and you want to be on $14,000, $15,000 revenue. Now, back in the day, you used to hear stories from us here at Shop Talk. We had guys doing $20,000, $25,000 a week. But that just shows you the rates have come down, but the opportunity is still there. So you're running at a less rate than you were. Is that being underpaid, or was it overpaid then? It's tough to say, but I do know what our team's doing. And our team is doing $14,000, $15,000 revenue a week for the top earners. And then, you know, most guys are doing about 10 to 11,000 a week. They work 5-6 days a week.
1 to 2 years ago, you know, we always go back and forth in creating content, and we were all about the women at Sisu. Now in 2025, how would you describe that? Does the same thing still apply? Explain that.
Yeah, you come in our offices on any day. If you walk in the front door, you turn left. We have a really talented group of support services professionals. Ironically, they're still all women, and it's not something that you're intentionally trying to do, and that's why, you know, the DEI programs we've talked about, that's been all over television, that they just canceled. That's kind of the problem with that program. A good company is going to hire talent regardless of gender, look, whatever. And so in a male-dominated industry like ours, that's always been 95% men, we are 95% women. We have a new manager, Manuel Mora. it's just not like there's not opportunities for men, just for whatever reason, just how it works out. But we just promoted him. He's now our operations manager. His boss is Faith. And then, we're always looking for talented folks. We have another new person starting next week, another woman that just, killed the interview, didn't really have a spot for her, but we found one. And that's kind of what you're looking for. People walk in, you never know what they're looking for and versus what you offer. You really don't want to force someone into a role. So that's why we typically don't hire for roles. We just interview people based on a resume that looks somewhat okay, but really we want to get to know them and find out what it is they really want to do and try to put them in the spot that works for them. That might mean they wait a month before they start, or maybe even a couple months. It's happened before, but the worst thing you can do is put a square peg, round hole. If it doesn't fit now, it's not going to fit then, and you can't force it to fit. But the ladies are doing great. The company, we have a good contingent of female drivers as well that work for us, and it's the same game, same plan, same platform we've always been under. Very, very, very low turnover out of our office staff. I think we lost one person last year due to a family circumstance, but very low turnover.
If you deal with Jim and you're a driver, and let's just say you see the content, I love it when they send the pictures over. I love just getting that boots to the ground, because I'm not allowed, but it's okay, It would be nice to drone, but like you said, there's restrictions and compliance, and there's code, all the stuff. So please, drivers, send your pictures to this man. He'll send it over to me. We'll get it posted. I think it's like I work with a lot of car dealerships, and to me, that's kind of like, at a car dealership, I tell every owner and salesman, take a picture with that customer smiling upon the purchase of that vehicle. This is the version of that. So Jim, go ahead and close it out, recruit it, and let's shut it down.
Hey, we're hot. It's not boiling, but we're getting hot. The water's getting pretty hot here, and there's a ramp phase, and we saw this back in early 22 when we had our best year, 2022. It got hot, and then it just went vertical. I think we're on the precipice of going vertical now. If you wait too long, the opportunity is still going to be there, but you really want to maximize your tractor, your time. You want to put your family in a different spot financially. Come join us. I mean, that's just where it's at. There's a reason why we've been the biggest for 5 years, and we're surging again. We're actively hiring as fast as we can. Our recruiting department has never been this staffed because we're anticipating what's coming. We're getting probably still 1,000 views a day on our webpage. We're getting, a dozen applicants a week, easy.
That YouTube page, there's a lot of hours of watch time.
Yeah,
and that's
YouTube
something I'm proud
page.
of.
Our Facebook page has got over 4,000 followers now. So, and it's starting to snowball again. You're starting to see, the phone calls come in, the questions are being asked, and our customers notice. I mean, you go to South Texas, for every one truck you see in the oil field, you'll see 3 of ours. I mean, we're bigger than anybody down there. West Texas, we're coming too. I mean, we're growing it.
Let's do it. And if you can catch a wolf in action, that'd be cool too. Well, signing out, Shop Talk Plus, Chris Lavario.
Jim Grundy.
All right, join our pack today, www.sisuenergyllc.com. Let's get it. 2025's here. Appreciate your time, buddy.
Let's do it.